Coming up on Good Morning Longhorns, ICE has conducted targeted operations in Austin, bringing protesters to the Capitol over the weekend. All this as President Trump begins carrying out mass arrests and deportations just a week after taking office.
And pro-life activists gathered Saturday for the annual Texas Rally for Life event at the Capitol. TSTV was there. More on what they're saying nearly 3 years after Roe's overturning.
Plus, TikTok is back for now. But if that goes dark again, how it could impact content creators' bottom line.
And student by day, recording artist by night. How a UT student recorded a new single with the U Talent record label. Brooke Michelle joins us in studio to tell us about where her music career is headed after the 40 Acres.
And finally, it's award season in Hollywood. Later, we've got some trivia testing our Grammy and Oscar knowledge. All this and more coming up right here, right now, on Good Morning Longhorns. Good morning, Longhorns. For this Wednesday, January 29th, I'm Itza Martinez.
And I'm Lauren Peck. Thanks for joining us this morning. And Itza, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. It is week 3 of the second semester of our senior year.
Yes, our senior year. We better make it a good one.
Absolutely. So let's get right into it. First this morning, in a whirlwind start to his second term, President Donald Trump wasted no time signing dozens of executive orders within his first week. CNN reports Trump has signed a total of 59 actions so far.
Those that have drawn the most attention nationally include his plan to end birthright citizenship, which has had its constitutionality questioned by critics, withdrawing the U.S. from both the Paris Climate Accords and the World Health Organization, multiple environmental orders, including the opening of protected sites for drilling, and ends to diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives in the federal government, among others.
And as the president looks to begin his agenda, his cabinet is beginning to take shape.
The Senate voted to confirm John Ratcliffe as CIA Director, former Fox News host Pete Hegseth as Secretary of Defense, and former South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem as Homeland Security Secretary. Treasury Secretary nominee Scott Bessent and Secretary of Transportation nominee Sean Duffy have also been confirmed. So far, 6 nominees have been confirmed, with 19 nominees still awaiting confirmation.
Director of National Intelligence nominee Tulsi Gabbard and Health and Human Services nominee RFK Jr. are expected to face the toughest road to confirmation. Speaking of the president, he's wasted no time since taking office issuing an executive order to end birthright citizenship. While this action has been temporarily blocked by legislation, his administration has continued to push for mass deportations.
Yes, our Lola Rodriguez has more on what's happening here locally. Good morning, Lola.
Good morning. Here locally, Houston's DEA division confirmed that federal agencies are taking immigration-related enforcement actions in Austin and statewide. In response, around 50 people gathered at the Capitol Sunday to protest. Activists have shared reports on social media when federal agents are spotted locally and have made advisory posts on rights, warrant information, and personal protection. Austin City Council member Vanessa Fuentes told KXAN that reports have left Austinites shaken.
Over this weekend, we've received a lot of feedback from our community. We have a lot of members that are scared right now with the extent of ICE being and operating in the Austin area and to what extent that impact will have on our immigrant community.
As far as APD's participation, a public information officer told TSTV's Justin Dowd that the department plans to support federal partners in Austin. ICE operations were also conducted in Houston, McAllen, San Antonio, and Brownsville. Despite immigration status, all people within the United States under the 5th and 14th Amendment have the right to equal protection and due process. This continues to be a developing story. Lauren, back to you.
The Texas House of Representatives announced major and controversial rule changes last week. The most notable change banned minority party members from committee chair positions. That means that in the legislative session, for the first time in decades, no Democrat will chair a committee in the House. However, the rules also mandated that all vice chair positions will be held by a member of the minority party, ensuring they still have some power in the chamber.
The annual Texas Rally for Life was held at the Capitol this weekend, and TSTV was there to document it. With more from downtown Austin, here's Justin Dowd.
At the Texas Capitol on Saturday, nearly 4,000 people gathered for the Texas Rally for Life. Organized in part by the Texas Alliance for Life, The group said that the event was meant to commemorate the pro-life gains that have been made since the overturning of Roe v. Wade with the Dobbs decision. Speakers at the event included State Representative Ellen Troxclair, religious leaders from across Texas, and an audio message from U.S. Senator John Cornyn. Amy O'Donnell, Communications Director for Texas Alliance for Life, was grateful for the turnout from pro-life leaders and attendees alike.
And it really is a group effort to bring this event to pass, and it's taken place for over 30 years, and it's amazing to see how many people come out year after year.
Before the speakers addressed the crowd, attendees marched 14 blocks through downtown Austin from the north entrance of the Capitol to the south. The location of the rally was very intentional, and attendee Abby Sexton said she believes it highlights the role religion can have in government.
I have always been passionate about kind of joining those things with politics and Jesus at the same time. They can go together, and a lot of people don't think that they can, but our biblical worldview should absolutely impact the decisions that we make in terms of government and politics.
For legislative priorities this session, O'Donnell said pro-life groups are keeping it simple.
We really want to just hold our gains. We want to make sure no weakening exceptions pass for rape or incest or for babies facing life-limiting or fatal diagnoses. We believe that all life is valuable and worthy of protection.
The rally also hosted a diaper drive, which collected around 40,000 diapers for families or parents in need. From the Capitol, Justin Dowd, TSTV News.
United Healthcare has appointed Tim Noel as the new CEO, following the assassination of former CEO Brian Thompson at an investors' conference. Thompson's murder sparked a national outrage over healthcare practices. Suspect Luigi Mangione has pleaded not guilty to murder and terrorism charges. United Healthcare has not commented on security measures for Noel, and their executive team page on their website appears to have been taken down.
Austin Public Health is encouraging people to update their measles vaccines. This is following 2 recently confirmed cases of the virus, the first reported in Texas since 2023. While measles has the biggest effect on pregnant women, young children, and those with compromised immune systems, anyone without the vaccine is at risk. The vaccine is required for all UT students.
The Austin Fire Department has announced a new partnership with the Austin Police Department. According to a post on Instagram, the new helicopter search and rescue team is made up of trained rescue swimmers and APD's Air 1 helicopter crew. The goal of this collaboration is to combine the strengths of Austin's firefighters and police, assisting in a wide variety of water-related emergencies and increase the safety of the Austin community. Back here on the 40 acres, plans for a new on-campus water management system are underway. It's called the UT Water Hub and is a sustainability effort to recycle wastewater for use in cooling towers and boilers.
The nearly 10,000 square foot water hub will reportedly reduce campus water usage by 40% and sewer volume by up to 70%. The facility will be the largest in the country and is expected to be operational by 2027.
And a UT professor now has a seat at the National Academy of Education. That professor is Stephen Russell, director of the School of Human Ecology, as well as a professor of Human Development and Family Sciences here.
Russell is one of the 22 education leaders to be elected this year. He'll serve on expert study panels and participate in the Academy's professional development programs.
And President Donald Trump last week signed an executive order to delay the U.S. ban of TikTok from taking effect for 75 days. UT student and CEO of Snoop Slimes, Jungmin Kang, weighed in on her thoughts about a potential future ban and how her business plans to work around it.
I was definitely freaking out on the inside, but we have diversified our social media platforms way beforehand. This kind of gives us a leverage in case the app gets banned. We still have a lot of our fan base in multiple platforms.
It is unclear what will happen to the app for U.S. users after the 75 days are up, but Trump has expressed personal interest in finding a solution to keep the app alive here in the States.
Yes, and the Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission awarded over $30 million in grants to 50 community parks across Texas, aiming to boost recreational areas and amenities. The grants were distributed based on factors such as community size and scope, and recipients must maintain the park as public spaces using funds for improvements like splash pads, nature trails, playgrounds, sports fields, and other community amenities.
Speaking of nature, Texas Wildlife Day is this Saturday. The Texas Science and Natural History Museum is hosting an event to celebrate from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Activities include meeting live animals and exploring wildlife with the museum's education team. Tickets are on sale now. Visit the Texas Science and Natural History Museum to purchase.
Flying abroad might be getting a lot easier for Austinites. Talks to bring nonstop flights to Asian cities out of Austin's Bergstrom Airport have been highly productive. According to the Campbell Hill Aviation Group, the consulting firm confirmed on Friday that things are moving in the right direction.
There is no specific timeline given for the project, but the Austin Airport Advisory Committee says the new routes could come after the construction of the new terminal, which is already underway. The terminal is expected to be ready by 2026.
And if you're not traveling as far, the wheels on the bus are moving much faster from Austin to Dallas. Von Lane, a Texas-based transportation company, started a luxury bus service route linking North Dallas and North Austin.
Providing daily and nonstop services between the two cities, this addition will offer passengers more convenience. Von Lane announced the routes will begin on February 28th. One-way trip fares will start at $109 in March and April and then rise to $125 in May.
After the break, we're joined by our Abby Signs to break down the latest weather conditions and what you can expect for the weekend. Your local forecast is next. Welcome back. While we dealt with winter weather last week, it has seemed to warm up a little this week and we saw some rain yesterday.
To dive deeper into your forecast, joining us on set is our Abby Sains. Good morning, Abby.
Thank you, Lauren, and good morning, everyone. This weather is looking quite gloomy, but don't worry, sunny skies should be here this weekend. Today, the high will be 67 degrees and a low of 54 degrees. Make sure to have an umbrella with you as there is a chance of rain throughout the day. Don't let that umbrella get too far from you as tomorrow is looking just as misty with a high of 70 degrees and a low of 55 degrees. Our sunny skies will be back on Friday with a high of 67 degrees and a low of 51 degrees. The weekend is looking just as beautiful and bright, providing the perfect weather for a morning or evening walk. Don't forget to check in on Sunday with the groundhog to see if that sunny weather is here to stay or if this winter is not ready to go. That's all from the Weather Center. I'm Abby Signs. Back to you.
Thank you, Abby. Jumping into sports now, 3 weeks after a disappointing loss to number 13 Texas A&M, Texas basketball was ready for revenge. The Longhorns secured their second victory over a ranked opponent, defeating the Aggies 70 to 69.
A last-minute layup by Trayman Mark gave Texas the win. At halftime, A&M was up by almost 20, but they couldn't keep their lead. The Longhorns are still unranked in the AP poll, but are climbing, with 22 votes to be in the ranks. This increases their chances of dancing in March Madness. Their next game is tonight at 8 p.m. at number 23 Ole Miss. Sticking with basketball, the women's team is on a roll after beating Ole Miss 61-58 on Sunday. Forward Madison Brooker led the team with 22 points, and forward Taylor Jones led the team in assists with 7.
The Longhorns are ranked number 7 in the nation after beating ranked teams including Tennessee and Maryland. Their next matchup is back at the Moody Center tomorrow against Missouri at 8 p.m. And the stage has been set. On February 9th, the Kansas City Chiefs will take on the Philadelphia Eagles at Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. The Chiefs are looking to make history by winning their 3rd straight trophy, while the Eagles are seeking their first title since 2017.
There will be tons of entertainment. Grammy winner Jon Batiste will perform the national anthem. Kendrick Lamar is slated to perform at the Apple Music halftime show. The rapper has already announced SZA will perform with him on stage, with other guests to be a surprise.
And also back here in Austin, UT has announced plans to name the Architecture and Planning Library after John S. Chase, the first Black graduate of the School of Architecture.
Chase enrolled at the University of Texas in 1950, 2 days after the landmark Supreme Court case Sweat versus Painter, which led to desegregation in higher education. He went on to become Texas's first Black licensed architect. The naming was made possible by a $5 million pledge by Chase's son and daughter-in-law. And in addition to the naming of the library, the university has recognized the life and legacy of John Chase through an exhibition in the School of Architecture. Assistant Professor Tara Dudley organized the exhibition and will hold a forum about her research on February 28th.
I think the exhibition provides a new generation of students and faculty and the general public with information about Mr. Chase, those who might not be familiar with his life and career and legacy. It's important to recall his life and his contributions, not only to the field of architecture, but also to the University of Texas.
The exhibition will remain up through February 28th in Goldsmith Hall.
And last night, UT hosted a New Year lunar event at the Shirley Bird Perry Ballroom in the Union. Many gathered to celebrate the start of the lunar calendar.
The commemoration is infused with cultural traditions that are thought to bring good luck throughout the new year. The room was filled with joy and smiles as everyone mingled while enjoying food, lantern displays, and the exchanging of red envelopes that held wishes for the upcoming year.
Also on the calendar this week, Monday was International Holocaust Remembrance Day and the anniversary of the 1945 liberation of the Auschwitz-Birkenau concentration camp, where millions of Jewish individuals and others lost their lives.
Governor Greg Abbott lit the governor's mansion yellow and said, quote, "Texas proudly stands with the Jewish people and with Israel," end quote. And up next, we're joined by a fellow Longhorn who's working with an on-campus group to keep her musical dreams going. Brooke Michelle worked with U Talent Records to record a single. She joins us on set when we come back.
Welcome back to Good Morning Longhorns. We're excited to welcome Brooke Michelle to our studio this morning. She's a senior at UT and a musician signed to U-Talent Records, where she just debuted her single, 18. Brooke, thank you so much for joining us this morning here at Good Morning Longhorns.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, we're so excited to have you. So, you know, you've been a performer and a musician. Where do you think you get a lot of the inspiration that has kind of served to influence the music that you wrote for your newest album?
Yeah, so whenever I'm writing, I focus on storytelling and I try to tell stories that are going to resonate with the most people and be the most relatable. And so I pull most of my inspiration from my own personal experiences, as well as like looking at things that happened to my friends and writing about that. But my song that just came out, 18, it was released on Friday. That is a really personal song to me. It's about a past relationship that I was in, and it's about kind of reflecting on a situation and realizing that, you know, some parts of it weren't as glamorous as I made them out to be in my head. And I feel like when we're young, we can really romanticize things, and yeah, it's a song of just coming to terms with it and closure.
Yeah. Well, tell us, what was the process of joining U-Talent Records, and how do you think that's helped you grow as an artist?
Yeah, U-Talent has been amazing. I've known about it for a while, and I'm so glad that I finally tried out this year. So U-Talent is a student-run record label on campus, for anyone that hasn't heard of it before. They take 3 artists a year, so I was really, really lucky to be signed on. I went through an audition process in September, and when you get signed on, you get a team of people that help you. So I have a really great manager, Chloe. She helps me with like everything I do. I have a marketing manager, Heidi. I have a bookings chair, and I have a finance chair. So it's really great because as an independent artist, it's hard to kind of manage everything. So
Absolutely.
having a team that works on the logistics is great, because then I can work on like the creative and the songwriting, which is my favorite part. It's the fun part. So yeah, U-Talent is great.
So you just kind of spoke on that, you know, the fun part, which is the performing. And so out of all the venues that you've had a chance to perform in, you know, from the Grammy Museum all the way to performing at the Houston Dynamos, what venue do you think has made you feel the most, you know, sense of, you know, pride for yourself?
I think for me, so growing up, I sing the national anthem a lot in my neighborhood at different like baseball games and Little League, and that's always been like one of my favorite things to do. And I have gotten to sing for UT games, and I think that's probably just such a full circle moment for me. I got to sing at the Texas versus A&M volleyball game in the fall, and that was great because like I have a big family of Aggies, so even though we lost that game, it was great to get to sing at. So I was just happy to sing at UT. It was awesome.
Yeah. And what are your plans for after graduation? Are you going to continue with music? What's the plan?
Yes, I definitely want to continue with music. I think I'm always going to be pursuing it no matter where I am or what I'm doing.
Yeah.
If I could make a career out of the songs I write, like that is the goal. But I want to work in the entertainment industry regardless, so maybe like marketing or artist management. And I might be going to grad school here, so we'll see. Yeah.
Well, good luck, Brooke. I'm sure U-Talent is a great place to start. Thank you so much for joining us and talking with us. And if you want to keep up with Brooke's musical journey, follow her on Instagram and website at Brooke Michelle Music, and her latest single and upcoming album on Apple Music. Previewing music and Hollywood's biggest nights with trivia. We're back in 2 minutes.
Welcome back to Good Morning Longhorns. I'm Hallie Diamond. Award season is upon us. The 67th Annual Grammy Awards are next Sunday, and the 97th Academy Awards are March 2nd. Let's test our anchor's knowledge on all things music and movies. Okay, so our first question is about the Oscars. Emilio Perez received the second most nominations in history, joining classic movies like Titanic and La La Land. How many nominations do they have this year? Do they have 8, 17, 13, or 20?
Okay, I think this is the movie with Selena Gomez as the lead, right?
Yes, it is.
I heard that it was a pretty controversial movie, though.
Yeah.
Some people liked it, some people didn't.
Yeah, there was a lot of controversy, but you know, obviously they did well.
They
got some awards. I'm gonna go with 13.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 8 because, you know, maybe because there's mixed opinions, you know, there's less nominations. That's my guess.
Eats actually got it correct. 13 nominations.
Okay.
Despite having a low audience Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll move
Selena
to the next
Gomez
one.
is my queen.
She was snubbed though. She didn't get nominated this year.
Yeah, no, that was really.
So our next question: which member of the Wicked cast and crew is not nominated? Cynthia Erivo, director John Chu, Ariana Grande, or producer Mark Platt?
Okay.
I'm pretty sure both Ariana and Cynthia
See, I feel like those two
were
are just
nominated.
like automatic.
Yeah. And like the director, I feel like also
I'm gonna
would
go
be.
with the producer.
I
Yeah,
think
Mark
so
Platt,
too.
So actually, director John Chu was not nominated. He was snubbed.
Oh.
As many are saying, he was not nominated for the Best Director category.
Oh no.
So the next question. The Oscars tend to stay away from horror movies, but this year, one is nominated for Best Picture. What is the name of that movie? Is it The Substance, Dune Part 2, Conclave, or The Brutalist?
Is Dune a horror movie?
Dune is definitely not a horror movie. The only one that I'm probably so wrong. The Brutalist.
I think it's The Substance.
And it's The Substance.
Oh, okay,
The
yeah.
Substance got
You know
a
your
lot
stuff
of
better than I
awards.
do.
It had Best Director. Demi Moore is nominated for Best Leading Actress.
Oh wow.
So now we're going to shift to the Grammys. Who had the most nominations this year at the Grammys? Is it Taylor Swift, Charlie XCX, Beyonce, or Sabrina Carpenter? This one's kind of difficult.
Okay, well, I would normally go for Taylor Swift, but I feel like after, you know, Brat Girl Summer, Charlie
No,
XCX.
I'm a brat girl. I think it's Charlie. My guess is
Actually, no,
Charlie.
it's Beyonce.
Oh.
11 nominations.
Oh wow.
Okay, Queen Bee.
Queen. Okay.
All right, well, thank you all for joining us. That is all the time we have for this Wednesday. Thanks so much for being here this morning. I'm Itza Martinez.
And I'm Lauren Peck. From all of us at Good Morning Longhorns, we'll see you back here next week. For Campus First News, you can follow us on Instagram at Good Morning Longhorns and check us out on our website at tstvnews.com.